Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another edition of UnSKripted. Man, look, it's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. One of my favorite nights of the week, and it's because I bring in the hottest, the best, the biggest stars of today and yesterday. Man, listen, this guy, I remember I was a huge mark of this guy. During his babyface run, not necessarily the Night Stalker AWA, the 93 run. He was a heel, so I wasn't a big fan. Johnny Polo. I was a kid. Well, I was a teenager at that time. And it's one of those things that he started to get a babyface run, in the WWE. And I said, man, this guy's got a bunch of potential, man. And then all of a sudden, he just goes to WCW and just totally blows up the scene, tag team wrestling, super jacked, super buffed. He was in WWE too, but super jacked, super buff, had a really, really good complementing partner, and they became WCW tag team champions with the move called the High Time. And they would do that. And and unfortunately, one of them is gone from us right now. But this one here is in his stead, representing his honor. He is former WCW Tag Team Champion, Bryan Clark, formerly known as Adam Bomb. How are you tonight, sir?
Hey, brother. How you doing? Dr. Chris, what's up, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's great to have you tonight, man.
Hey, I really appreciate you having me. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic. I like the back. I like the background, man. You got full of championships. You are a man of champions.
Hey, 3-time tag team champions, all Japan champions.
Yeah, you got a Smoky Mountain championship too, right?
The Smoky Mountain was a weird thing. That was I was the TV champ,
but it was no belt, right?
Yeah, it was like a check that I still haven't gotten. I don't know where that check's at. I missed that one.
Yeah, you still waiting for that.
Still waiting for that check, man.
30 years later, still waiting for that check.
Yeah,
awesome, man. What are you up to nowadays?
Not a whole lot, man. I'm out in Arizona. I've been out here for probably 16 years, 16, 17 years almost.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, nice.
I'm originally from Florida, but I was previously in Atlanta for about 12 years and then moved out here and retired out here. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. You were in, so I'd imagine you were in Atlanta because starting from WCW, you just kept living in Atlanta.
Well, even even Smoky Mountain.
Yeah, yeah,
From
okay.
there, I going back a little ways. I was in the military, and then when I finished up my military commitment, went to Central Missouri State, played college football there, and then from there got into pro wrestling. And so I moved from the Kansas City area to Atlanta, and then that progressed into Smoky Mountain.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for serving. We
absolutely.
really appreciate it.
All my family is full military.
What
So
branch?
Air Force, Marine Corps, Special Forces, Army.
Nice.
Yeah, all across the board. Yeah.
Wow, the full
Yeah.
gamut. That's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, man. You ready to dive into these questions?
I'll do my best, man.
All right, sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Guillermo's asking, how was working with Bryan Adams, aka Crush, and how was Chronic born?
He was absolutely the best partner I could ever ask for, honestly. Traveling with him in the ring, out of the ring. I couldn't have picked a better person. I mean, he was the best, man. He was, and on top of it, he was never boring. He was always funny. Always made me laugh. Just he was hilarious, man. People have no idea. I mean, he could have the entire locker room rolling. I mean, and impersonations. He can impersonate Vince and call you up, and you think you're talking to
Really?
Vince. Oh yeah, man. He was great.
Wow.
Pulling ribs on Davey and Owen in the middle of the night, and just like his craziness. But yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
I loved it.
Before I go to the next question, everybody in here, the chat room is live and lit as always. Everybody, be sure to hit that sub button. Hit the sub button. The more subs we get, the higher the algorithms go, and the more faces get to see this handsome mug over here. You know, this guy right here. So you definitely want to continue to do that. Thank you guys for your support. Hit that sub button.
That way, but I'm this guy here. You see
okay. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Nice shirt. Yeah, I got the new merch out, man.
Nice, man. So, go ahead and plug it while we're at it, man. Where can we find it?
Yeah, I got two places. Pro Wrestling Tees here in the U.S.
Okay.
And then also Wrestle Merch Central, which is UK and Europe, and they cover everything. Massive selections of both places.
Wow. Very nice.
And also a new action figure coming out. So it's
congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's good stuff.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Good. I got appearances coming up too,
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and plug away, man.
Just real quick, Baltimore, Atlanta, New York City, pretty much in that order.
Yeah.
Starting in May. So yeah, hopefully I've got my COVID shot and or I got my second one coming up. And so hopefully the world is getting back to normal.
Yeah. I had COVID last month, man. It's no joke.
Oh, you had it.
Yeah, I did. Last month. I was actually it was a day before I was actually scheduled to fly out to Tampa. I was going to, cover WrestleMania every year. And various, events throughout WrestleMania weekend, get some big interviews every year. The life of a journalist is driving everywhere, from Thursday, and I come back Monday typically every year. And so I had a flight scheduled for, I was supposed to be at the airport 6 a.m. and I was at the gym Wednesday, got a big rush Wednesday night, and went to the emergency room, tested positive a day before I was scheduled to fly out for WrestleMania. So, it felt like hell for 5 days, man. But but my immune system's pretty high because I work out 5 to 6 days a week.
Same way, man. I'm in the gym every morning. I just, it's routine, and that's had to be to your benefit, definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know people for months who are still trying to recover for it. I still got a nagging cough. That's the only thing that's still there from my recovery. But other than that, I feel good, man. After my quarantine was over, the next day I had my third back surgery. So it was pretty fun April.
Man, I've had 13 surgeries, so Oh,
man. I've only had 4, so you got
yeah.
me beat there.
I quit counting. I just was like, I don't even want to know any. I just, just
Yeah.
as it comes, because
That's a part of the wrestling business, right? Just surgery after surgery, right?
people have no idea, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
It's rough.
I was just asking, who inspired you to join the wrestling business, and do you have any fond, I imagine he's saying, memories of Dusty Rhodes, baby, or Chris Jericho?
Who inspired me? I watched it early as a child, and oh man, there were so many people that I got to see as a kid, that would come through my hometown. I'm from Florida originally, and so they would come through my hometown every so often, and I got to see some of the greats of all time, like Andre the Giant, Ox Baker, Dusty
Boss.
Yeah, Ox Baker, yeah. And
yeah, Ox Baker, yeah. Boss is Andre says boss all the time. Yeah, boss.
Yeah. Who else? Buddy Colt.
Okay.
Just a lot of legends, man. I've seen, and I was probably 7, 8 years old, maybe. I don't even remember how old I was. I was very young. Mm-hmm. And of course, I started watching it, Florida Championship and that stuff. Yeah. And that carried on through, and as I finished up my military stuff, and it was red hot in the 80s, late 80s, and I was still in college playing football, but I was watching wrestling constantly. I was like, I'd make a hit on the field and get up and talk smack. I was just hooked, man. I loved it.
Awesome.
I really never spent much time with Dusty, believe it or not. He was in one company, I was always in the other kind of thing, or either just different locations, it seemed like. Mm-hmm. Jericho, man, big fan of Chris. He's excellent worker, just done so much. I mean, he has he's just been amazing to have the career he's had, and he's super talented with outside of just wrestling, which is great. He's sort of crossed over into a lot of areas. So yeah. Big fan of Chris and his Fozzy band and just all the stuff. He's nothing bad at all to say about either guy, but really like Chris.
Yeah. Still, 31 years in the business. So this is 31st year in the business, and still running, still running the ropes.
Yeah, just a couple of years ago he was over in Japan, with Chris or with Omega,
with Kenny Omega. Yeah, right. Absolutely.
And so that Japanese style is no joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I've been through that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, just good memories.
Yeah, very awesome, man. Giro's asking your opinion on the Alliance storyline.
The Alliance. That's when the companies merged.
Yeah, 2001. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think much about it. And not because the way it affected me at all. I just think they could have made so much money and done it a lot differently. And I think a lot of people say that, and I think it's true though. Mm-hmm. I just felt like they rushed the storyline, sort of like they rushed us when they brought us up there.
I agree.
Instead of putting us on the road for a few weeks and working things out, they just said, "Oh, we're going to have 1 or 2 squash matches, and then you're in a pay-per-view." Mm-hmm. And it's just not the way to go about it. If you want things to develop, you got to tell that story, and that means even if it means a few months. Just think back in the day; they used to take 6 months or a year to tell a story. Sometimes,
absolutely.
Now they have to do it in 2 weeks, or less. Yeah.
Y'all went against Taker and Kane, right?
Yeah, we were all. It wasn't a good match. We were all 4 busted up. I had neck surgery. Kane had a huge staph infection. Taker had a shoulder injury, and Bryan, I think his back was injured.
Sheesh.
And they just threw it together, and it was just, I was like, why did you even bring us in?
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't want to go anyway. I told Bryan, I said, I think we should go to Japan. And of course, later after that, we would go to Japan and win the All Japan tag titles at the Tokyo Dome. Osaka. That was just a rush job, and it just, one of those things where just a handful of guys actually made it in that transition.
Yeah.
it's just like there wasn't enough roster spots. And
Yeah. How was it working with Taker? Because if I remember that match correctly, he like yelled an expletive like very noticeably in the match, right? Like
yeah,
yelled an F bomb, right?
yeah, I was like, he didn't yell at me. And him and Bryan were supposed to be really tight, which I was surprised. But I'd worked him when I first went up there. I worked him for like 6 months straight. I was in a casket match almost every night. I mean, a lot of people only got to see a few of those casket matches, but we were international. So I'd be in Europe, Philippines, Guam, Singapore, all over, you name it, in casket matches. So, I mean, I had worked him so many times, and Bryan had also worked him a lot. But yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't know what the deal is. I can understand, getting mad in a match or getting upset about a thing. And I've been upset in matches too, if things didn't go right. But you still shouldn't really break character and just And this is supposed to be like one of your best friends. I didn't get it, but looking back on it, I just think that it was a big rush job to.
I agree. I think there should have been more equity in it too. For sure. I mean, just on paper, you have the Undertaker and Kane against Chronic. I mean, like just on paper, that seems like a huge match, but I think it was very prematurely built for sure. Yeah, I agree. Kelvin is asking, who came up with the Atom Bomb gimmick?
A guy by the name of Tom Fleming.
Okay.
He is at the time he's one of the WWF's top art people and person, and he come up with a lot of people. He did Razor Ramones, a lot of Undertaker artwork, all the pay-per-view artwork, and created a lot of characters. And mine was one that he created, and actually, I've said this before on other stories, and people were like, "Oh, come on!" But they pitched me two gimmicks, when they signed me, Ringmaster and Atom Bomb, and I chose Atom Bomb. And people were like, "Well, how's that possible?" And I was like, "Well, this was '93, and they were trademarking any and everything, so they had Ringmaster trademark for a while." But Tom Fleming is excellent, and it's surprising that person brings it up, because Tom and I are working together right now on some new stuff. He works for Marvel Comics now. And he was great in 93, 94, 95. He is unbelievable now. He just sent me some the previews of what he's got coming up for me, and it is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, really impressive. Man. Yeah.
It's great to hear. Richie's asking, what's your experience of working with Vince Russo, bro? My good friend.
Yeah, good. I just did his podcast about a week ago, bro.
Yeah, he puts you over all the time, right?
He's great, man. We Vince and I worked together when he was a writer, when he was like at the very bottom when he first started. He was they were giving him
Vic Venom.
Yeah, exactly. Articles of the magazine. And the first big article he got was me. And so we sat down, and I've still got it framed here in my office, man.
Oh, wow.
When we had our podcast, we talked about it, and I showed him. He's like, "My mom's got that same in her house."
Wow.
But I like him. He's funny and good guy.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I agree. I've worked with him over the past year, and we have two shows. We have 2 weekly shows together, and I absolutely love working with Vince, man. He's he's a good guy, but personally, we've developed a personal relationship, man. As much as he's in his gimmick and full of controversy, he's just a really, really cool dude, man.
Yeah, I agree. And he, like I said, when we came with the idea of Chronic, actually, we did like a little fan poll or something, and the fans actually came up with that name. I don't even smoke. I can't stand to be around smoke. So I'm out on that. But I said, okay, I can work with the gimmick. We can mean chronic beatings, chronic pain, chronic whatever. You can. That's how we spelled it with a K. We KRON and spin the K.
Mhm.
And you know, he pushed it, and we made a joke the other day, and he was like, "Bro, I didn't even know what chronic mean." I said, "Well, don't feel bad, because you know, I mean, I know what it means, but it's just not me."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's he's we had a good time. He pushed us, put the titles on us twice,
Mhm.
and man, he made us just the monster team that we were, and put us in
Yeah.
some good stuff. Yeah.
I agree. I remember, following both of y'all when you were Adam Bomb and when Adams was Crush.
Mhm.
And for me, I was seeing y'all in the early '90s as Adam Bomb and Crush, and to see you, in the late '90s as Chronic, it was just like a night and day overhaul. Like in WWE, you were more bright colors, big gimmick type of deal, and you were just like hard nosed, just to the
Oh yeah.
point, double choke slam and a cloud of dust type of deal, and
We
I
were
loved it. It
not
was
playing
great.
around, man.
Right.
No, we were
Loved it.
snug. We were snug to say the least.
Yeah.
We were just like, we were bound to determine, no matter what this, and we got over instantly. I'm not just trying to, say it, but even Vince, he was just like, "You guys, are the only thing that was over." But towards the end there, I mean, it was on a roll for
Yeah.
us. Really, yeah.
Who was the idea that bring you in WCW as baby faces?
Um, it just sort of happened, man. People
Yeah.
just sort of popped when
Yeah.
we came out, man. It was just like a steamroller, man. And whoever was in our way, they got it, man. Up,
Mhm.
boom, man.
Yeah.
I'd do the meltdown, and Bryan would do the full Nelson slam, and they just popped on all those big moves and the big power stuff we did. And so it really just sort of happened.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, it seems like WCW at that time, the WCW fans were really kind of latching on to like the very dominant, quick matches, because y'all were like the tag team version of Goldberg, and it's like, that really attracted the fans to really just, in and out, I don't get paid by the hour type of deal, what I mean? And it seemed like y'all had that same type of feel to y'all. And it just like Goldberg, it clung to the fans, it clung to the fans, and I think it worked. I personally think it worked very well.
I agree with you. You're right. I mean, there was, as a lot of the announcers say, very few wasted emotions. But we did not play around, man. I mean,
Yep.
our goal, we chopped somebody. We want to hear somebody here in the third upper deck.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
but like I said, with Bryan, man, he always had my back. I always had his back, and it was such a tight unit, man. It just, like I said, I never felt that being that tight with someone in the ring and in the business. Someone having your back like that is just, nothing like it.
That's great, man. I remember back in the late '90s, I would, me and a bunch of friends, we would just wrestle. We were by the time '99 came, I was an adult, but we would go, we would just go around and just do the high times to everybody. Just we would just double choke
Or what?
we would just do I would just like give somebody the cue, right? And like we would just look for somebody, and I would just like
oh yeah, that's me, man. I would be doing that because I'd go around and just get them ready, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just give everybody the high times.
Oh yeah, that is classic.
I love it.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's see here. Who would you love to wrestle in today's day and today, and why?
Wow. Well, that'd have to be at least 6'6" or plus. Yeah, they wouldn't have to be, but I like Drew McIntyre a lot.
Oh, there you go.
I like his style. I like Cesaro. Impressed with his work.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
His strength is. I think he hasn't gotten where he should really be.
Agreed.
Just my opinion. Let's see. Shameless is another guy.
That'd be really good. Got a piggyback question off of this. If
Sure.
say for instance, AJ and Almost, they had an open challenge and Adam Bomb comes back, you get to choose one partner right now. Who would it be to go against AJ Styles and Almost, the Raw Tag Team Champions?
Okay. And I could pick one person.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Anybody in WWE
currently?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I almost have to say McIntyre.
I agree
because we're a little bit like Adams and Clark, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That would, of course, the younger version of me.
I thought I'm sure you could still go, man.
Oh man, I'm
sure you can still go.
I still hit the gym. That's about the best I do. Is
y'all both are around the same height, and I'm sure y'all can bring them up one more time, man.
We can definitely do the high times.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What do you think of the Russo versus Cornette feud?
I don't know. I've caught bits and pieces of it because I watched some of that documentation of what's the
Dark Side.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So I watched bits and pieces of it. I don't know all the details of it, just from what I can see. Cornette gave me a break in Smoky Mountain, so I'll always be grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll always be grateful for Vince for all he's done for me. So I really don't get involved in it. You know what I mean? I never have been. That's the first time I've ever been asked that.
Oh, yeah.
As far as I just hopefully they'll settle it one day. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah. Prete is asking any backstage stories with Hulk Hogan and WCW, brother.
Nothing really backstage. I can't really think of anything backstage. We always got along. He was always cool with me. I was always cool with him. Yeah, nothing I can think of really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steven's asking, hello, Adam. Any good Randy Savage stories from WWE, WCW, brother?
Yeah. I love Randy, man. He was really wound tight, to say the least.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, right? My very first match, everybody thinks my first match was on either Raw or Superstars or something. Actually, my first match is somebody got hurt in San Antonio, Texas. So they flew me out to San Antonio and I did a run-in on Randy and Taker's match.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really my first match.
Nice.
So the first thing I ever got to do was get in there with Savage. And I was like, oh man, this is great.
Yeah.
I was a massive fan of Randy's. And so, just great guy.
Yeah. How's it working with Raven? Who came up with the idea of him managing you?
That one I have no idea to this day. Really, I'm sure it was the office's idea. Mm-hmm. I think they just. I know that he was in Memphis at the time working for Lawler.
Okay.
And so I don't know if Lawler said, "Hey, I got this guy. Maybe bring him in with him." I'm not sure. I'm not saying that Jerry did that. I'm not sure. Okay. It didn't fit the character of me being from 3 Mile Island and this monster. Yeah. It just didn't go together. Neither did the second guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hard. That didn't go with it either. So yeah, I'm not quite sure whose idea it was. It was somebody in the office, that's for sure.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think I actually liked when WWE made you a babyface for a little bit. I think for some reason, gimmick wise, that kind of stuck more to me because I really liked the Atom Bomb mystique. But I agree, like Polo, like Scott, and then Harvey Whippleman. I don't think that either of those were really good, and I like Harvey as a manager, and then of course Raven's one of the best minds, in wrestling. But I agree. I don't think that there was a good connection there, especially what they were trying to promote you to be. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, I agree 100%. It just
Yeah.
wasn't a good fit. There were other people that, I mean, they could even DiBiase or a few
Ah,
others. I just look back on it, and there were other people, but at that time, that just was not a good fit.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
All right, a couple more quick ones. What's your thoughts on Sting?
Oh man, great guy. Super easy to work with. He just basically let me call it in the ring, and he just go with it. We'd work when I worked him in, I don't know how many times I worked him, but I remember I'd go to do the meltdown, and I would have him up in the pump handle, and he would slip out behind and hook me in his finish. So I come up with creative ways for him to beat me with my finish. But yeah, he's just a really, really good guy. We always got along. I remember training in Atlanta at his gym, Main Event Fitness there. Just a really good guy.
That's awesome.
Like him a lot. Yeah.
Yep. What's going on, Eric? And we'll finish off with
the Bahamas here.
Yeah. How do you feel about being in the ring with Tito Santana? Arriba.
Oh, I really only worked Tito. I think the one time, that one match that I beat him, it was on a Monday Night Raw, and they were bringing me in and feeding me people. It was fine. I don't remember anything spectacular or anything bad about it. It was easy from what I remember. But they were just feeding me people and building me up and stuff. And he was sort of on his way out. I think he was getting close to either leaving the company or retiring. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, he was real easy to work with and a real nice guy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's been awesome time, Bryan. I appreciate it, man. Let the listeners know once again where to find you on social media to keep in touch with all of your upcoming appearances.
Okay. I'm at Real Bryan Clark, and that's Bryan Clark on Twitter. Bryan Clark on Facebook. And I'm also upcoming appearances. May 15th, I'll be in Baltimore. May 22nd, I will be in Atlanta. June 5th, I will be in New York City. And New York City is, I think that's Manhattan, but I think it's a virtual signing.
Okay.
On those. And also have a eBay store, Atom Bomb Chronic, Kronik. And that has all the new merchandise. And speaking of merchandise, pro wrestling tees, and then also Wrestle Merch UK Europe.
Awesome. Yeah. Fantastic. Follow him at Real Bryan Clark, BryanClark on Twitter. And he have all the goods as far as where you need to go and follow him. Go get his merch. He's got his shirt on right now. I'm actually super tempted to hop on. Yes. Yeah.
There's like pages of them. And here's the plus is that I designed every one.
Nice.
I've been working on this. I've been working this like a couple of years. This hasn't just happened. This just doesn't happen.
Right. Right.
No, but really, I've even got a bomber jacket. I mean, beanies.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, especially for all the fans to you wear year round. I mean, stuff from Wrath, Chronic, when we won the titles in Osaka, breaking necks and cashing checks.
Yes.
Oh yeah, all the good stuff, man.
Awesome, man. Yeah. It's been a pleasure having you on the show tonight. I really appreciate it.
Dr. Chris, brother, I appreciate it, man. It's been great.
Awesome. And everybody, again, hit that sub button. We got new shows every day and stuff like this, like UnSKripted. I'm here every single Tuesday with the biggest stars, including this guy right here. I think I'm only 6'1", Adam, so I won't be able to do a high time like you, but I'll try, man. I'll do my best.
Well, we can figure out something,
Sounds good, man. Thanks a lot, man. Have a good night.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Goodbye.
All right.